It's March 1st, which means it is time to reset for a new month. Let's get into it. Okay, so I am here with my handy dandy iPad Pro 11-inch, and I use this for keeping my life organized. I use a few different apps to keep my life organized, but for all intents and purposes, everything related to my life is on this iPad and something that I can reference now. So I will be using this and referencing this for the duration of this video. We are going to hop right in with talking about our February finances, and I did already do a dedicated March budget with me video and a dedicated March plan with me video. So if you want to see how I set up my digital planner for March or how we set up our budget for March, then check out either one of those videos or both of those videos. But for now, let's go ahead and talk about our February budget. So we have some goals, tasks, and to-dos that we were looking to complete in the month of February, which included saving $2,000, which we did do, investing 15% of our paychecks, which we did do, paying our monthly credit card bill, which we did, purchasing book club books, which I did, booking my hair appointment, which I did, turning in my mileage for work, which I did, completing a few or X amount of random acts of kindness, which I did, buying my friend Alika and my friend Tanya birthday gifts, which I did, paying for marriage counseling, which I did, buying items for our little mini Super Bowl party, which I did, prepping for our book club meeting for March 1st. It was actually today. Today's March 1st. And so we had a book club meeting earlier today. And the reason why I needed to prep for it is because we were going to be celebrating a couple of things. And so I needed to purchase a few things for our little celebration. We were celebrating some of our book club members and like recent happenings, accomplishments, and things like that. So I had to do a little prep in February, and then actually the rest of it I did this morning before our meeting, and then scheduling my dog's comprehensive exam, which I did do. Things that I did not do include booking a laser hair appointment, scheduling a regular appointment with my OBGYN, paying my medical bill, purchasing table-made gifts for an event that I'm going to in March, requesting my W-2s, submitting my W-2s, purchasing wine tasting tickets, purchasing Hot Boys tickets, buying Mark a birthday gift, and buying Jasmine a birthday gift. Those are all of the things that we did or did not do in the month of February. Let's talk about where our money went. We had originally budgeted $6,508.86, and we ended up spending, let's scroll down to our expenses. We ended up spending $5,154.12. That's with me not tracking our saving. So that's exactly what we spent on everything minus saving. $5,154.12. That's with the mortgage, with our bills, with shopping, all of that stuff. So I think that that's pretty good. In February, we were doing this little hack, if you will, or challenge where we were trying to limit our spending to the weekends, thereby decreasing our unintentional or impulsive spending throughout the week. And we did pretty good with that, as you can see. I would say we would have been more on budget, except we had to go out of town for my uncle's funeral. Well, obviously we didn't have to go out of town, but I wasn't missing that. That was my favorite uncle. So that put us back a lot. We had to pay for dog boarding, which is a lot of money. We had to travel there. We had to pay toll money to get there and out, to travel there and to travel back. Of course, we had to buy food while there and stuff like that, but that really set us back. But otherwise, we would have done pretty good. One thing that I like to do is just kind of review our shopping or our discretionary spending to see if anything kind of stands out or was troublesome, if you will. And honestly, you guys, we did so good. Oh, we did book a cruise in February, but we just put a deposit down, which was $100. So that was kind of out of the ordinary. Otherwise, truly nothing much outside of that was out of the ordinary. I do feel like we went clubbing every weekend in February, even when I was out of town for my uncle's funeral. So that's kind of out of the ordinary. We club, but not every weekend. So that was expensive for all intents and purposes. And that's pretty much it. So I don't think anything was super out of the ordinary. So that was our spending for the month of February. I think we did pretty good. If I had to give us a rating or a grade, if you will, I guess I would give us maybe like a B minus. Now let's go ahead and reflect on the month of February. I am going to share highs, lows, favorites, and lessons. And I guess I'll share my habits that I was tracking, even though I track the same habits every single month. And then of course I'll share my mood board, and then we'll kind of move along with doing our little reset. So one high is that, oh, we got an unexpected check. Basically, my husband was presented with the opportunity to, well, he needed to withdraw from 2 classes, and because he was only enrolled in 3, if he withdrew from all 3, thereby kind of pushing out his coursework into next semester, then we would get the entire tuition back. So that's what we decided to do. Otherwise, if you don't withdraw completely all of your classes, then you don't get any refund. So because he was needing to withdraw from more than he was enrolled, it only makes sense. So we got all of that money back, which was thousands of dollars. Oh, that wasn't it. Okay, there's tuition refund on here, and then unexpected check. Oh, let's go back to my income. Let's go to our income and see. By the way, I didn't share about our income. Let's do that. I normally don't share like specifics, but I normally do share like kind of what went down. And for the month of February, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we got 4 reimbursed. Where is an unexpected check coming from? So I have them categorized. We have 4 regular paychecks, 2 for my job, 2 for my husband's job, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 miscellaneous reimbursements or gifts or checks or whatever. So lots of transactions for income, but I don't know what the miscellaneous check was about, or unexpected check was about. I also have on here response to senior gifts. So my husband was getting his flag football seniors gifts for senior night, and I felt like we had a good response to the senior gifts that we put together. The girls were thanking us, thanking me, hugging me, all that good stuff. So that was a high. And a high is a moment that I guess it's kind of like a core memory, a very memorable moment, something that felt really good. I like to think of it as when I'm in that moment, I'm thinking about how it's what life is made of, kind of, or like this is what, this is what life is for. Life is worth living in this moment. Those are kind of like my high moments. Also, my husband was sick and couldn't come to our marriage counseling session, so I went by myself because it was either that or, well, that was pretty much the only option. Either I went or somebody had to go because we had to pay either way. So that was a good session. So that was a high. My friend's birthday celebration was a high. Super Bowl Sunday was a high. The weekend home with my cousins for my uncle's funeral, that was high. I was sick for basically a whole week, and I missed work for pretty much a whole week, and that wasn't high. That wasn't a high being sick, but resting and like being able to get rest while I was sick was a high because not everybody is afforded that opportunity. And then I put last weekend, and I think when I was filling this out last weekend, I meant the weekend before that. So I think it was the weekend after my uncle's service would have been the last weekend when I was filling this out. Apparently that was a high. For lows, my husband was sick, I was sick, my uncle's memorial service, and there was a death within the school district. Of course, I'm on the response team, so I had to respond to that and just provide support, and we do that in various ways. And I think that we don't really have many district crises or deaths, but that one was definitely a low because of the nature of it. It was extremely sad. For favorites, I have on here green beans because I discovered this like southern green beans recipe. I cooked a lot of those green beans. I don't know, once I find something that I halfway like, I just cook it a lot. So that green bean recipe was elite, and to be honest, if I can think of it off the top of my head, like the main ingredients include bacon bits, of course, cut up the bacon, fry the bacon, and brown sugar and Cajun seasoning, and those 3 like mainly do the trick. I do put some other stuff in there, but yeah, we both enjoyed those green beans. Also cooking to save money. Again, we were doing this little challenge where we were trying to save money or limit our spending or unintentional spending. And I feel like I cooked a lot in February. Fell off closer to the end of the month, like after getting sick. But the first 2 weeks I was in my cooking bag. The senior gifts, putting those together was a favorite. That was a fun weekend activity. I also discovered soda water because I think at the end of January, or at some point I was making mojitos, and that calls for soda water. And I was using the soda water to make mocktails. So I don't think I'd ever purchased soda water before January. So that was a favorite. The warm weather was a favorite, which we've had a good amount of. Also cold weather, but the warm weather has been amazing. I put on here wine/seltzer. I don't really know what that means. Sometimes I don't really remember because I don't elaborate. Wine/seltzer. I'm sure I had to have gone somewhere and gotten a wine or a seltzer. No idea. When we went home for my uncle's funeral, we went to the Speakeasy and we were having martinis, and the Speakeasy was such an elite experience that we went twice. we went Friday and Saturday. Also, I got a new printer, which is exciting because I have been without for about a year, and I print a lot, you know? I really got it mainly because it's tax season and I've been printing out a slew of documents, like in prepping for tax season. I've already begun like printing all of these documents, so still have some more to print, but getting a new printer was great because now I don't have to worry about where I'm going to print, because I think my printer broke, about a year ago. I think around maybe spring, somewhere around that time. You know, I had used it as I was prepping for taxes. I do remember that. Like, I don't remember not having the ability to print for taxes in particular. So it had to have messed up maybe around like summer, because I remember my cousin was here. Anyway, what does this say? Oh, OHY sparkling water. I don't know how you pronounce it. I don't know. I'm not even going to mess it up. But I discovered that sparkling water. That was good. That's a good drink. Also framed wallpaper. I think I had this on my favorites for January. But basically I've been going on YouTube, either on my computer or on the TV, and searching for framed wallpaper essentially. And it's like a framed photo. So it'll have it's a graphic with like a little frame around it, and it'll have some kind of photo inside of it. And it's like a framed picture of sorts. So I've been having that everywhere, because especially in February, because I feel like I had a lot of florals, you know, for Valentine's Day and as we're entering into spring. So that was, I definitely think I had that on there for December or January, which is fine. I'm just saying I've really been utilizing that little free service via YouTube. Shout out to YouTube. Sprouts. I think I went to Sprouts for the first time in February, and I was like, oh my gosh, this store is okay. Everything's like organic and healthy and a little expensive and overpriced. But I think that's where I discovered the OHY sparkling water, actually, and other little things that I discovered in there. My boho crochet faux locks, obviously a favorite. I've been loving these. I went to a restaurant the other day with a friend, and we had a blood orange margarita. That was a favorite, obviously. And then to make a very long story short, my friend's daughter did not want some Air Force Ones that she had, that her dad had purchased her. And my friend was like, because I was like, oh my gosh, these shoes are nice. Like, whose shoes are these? And she was like, girl, they have been sitting there for a long time. If you can fit them, take them, because they don't fit her. They fit her. She doesn't like them. And I tried them on. She was saying she tried them on and looked like a clown, which suggested that they were too big for her. My foot's about an inch and a half bigger than hers. So I was like, oh, okay. Like, immediately I'm thinking I should probably be able to fit them. So I was looking for the size. They were my perfect size. So I got a free pair of Air Force Ones. And then also a new Stanley Cup. So this is my newest Stanley Cup. I didn't pay for this technically, but I do have it, and I like it because it's a flip top and it has a handle. So that's been a favorite of mine. I only had 2 memorable lessons in February. February was a doozy. One was that I'm closer to some than I think, And I guess I don't even feel like really elaborating on that, but basically I was realizing that there are people like my uncle who I'm definitely more closer to than I really realize. And I think maybe the distance makes it kind of not difficult for me to realize that I'm close to them, but I think it's the distance and me living, you know, like 8 hours away from everybody pretty much that I have ever known or whatever. I think that kind of makes it seem interesting. But I was talking to my cousin, my uncle's granddaughter, and we were talking about something, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, you know, I was just saying, when I go to my uncle's house, I just pop up. I don't really call before I go. I go and ride all of his different four-wheelers and side-by-sides, and I just hang out there. Like, I know I can sleep there and stay there. And I was thinking like, oh, I'm probably much closer to my uncle than I have ever really realized, which makes sense because when I was younger, I spent pretty much my whole childhood there, but I think it's the distance. And then, of course, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but it's a random thing that I enjoy, which is watching people talk about femininity tips. I guess in a world where I can be feminine or masculine, I just gravitate towards femininity, obviously. So I'll watch these different tips and learn from, I don't know, like femininity coaches. I don't know what these people are, but they exude femininity. So that's their street cred. You know how you become people like life coaches. You don't need any real credibility to be a life coach. You just need life experience, and that's how you become a life coach. Same thing with femininity. Those people typically exude femininity, or you can just tell, and so that's where their cred comes from. So anyway, I enjoy learning about femininity. I don't know why, it's a random thing. Anyway, for habits, I was tracking journaling, which I didn't do, exercising, reading, studying, skincare, logging, food, no spending, no alcohol, medications, vitamins, and sleeping 8 hours. Obviously, I never journal. I do journal, it's just not your typical form of journaling. So I didn't journal a single day. I did not study a single day. I didn't do too hot with logging my food either. But everything else was pretty decent. I'm realizing as I'm looking at this, I didn't track some of my no spend days, but that's okay. While we're here, let me show you my mood board. I'm just gonna show it to you like this, I think. I don't know. Let me turn down the brightness, I think, and then we're just going to take a gander. Is this too dark? No. Oh, I discovered this drink too. This is called Kavita or something. I discovered that in February. That's my dog. She was at dog boarding, and the dog boarder sent me a photo because she sends lots of photos, and so I just turned it into a sticker. So that's my dog with like a flower for Valentine's Day. That's how we packaged up the senior gifts. Oh, I've been adding my books that I've read to, well, I try to do this every month, but sometimes I feel like the book covers take up my whole mood board, and so I have to delete them. But I read The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. That is a photo from the club. I read The Summer I Turned Pretty. This is the, like, I guess, I don't know what you call this. It's for the planner event that I'm going to in March. And so it's just like a graphic that I wanted to save so I can reference it. That's me and my uncle when I was graduating high school 600 million years ago. I read Rootless in February. That was a book club pick for one of the book clubs that I'm in. That's me and my uncle and my cousin. That's me and my uncle again. Obviously I wanted to put him in here. That's actually at his daughter's high school graduation. A picture of my puppy girl from boarding. There we have That Blood Orange Margarita. I read these two books in February. These were book club picks, and these were the books that we just discussed at the book club meeting that I went to. And then each month we try to do like a family day thing with my husband's family. So that's us. That's me with the same outfit that I have on today. Those are my new Air Force Ones. And that was a picture from the Speakeasy. I read Funny Story in February. That's the drink that I was talking about. I don't know how to pronounce that. And then that's me. I got a new profile picture, which I changed for Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, because I've had the same one for a million years. So those are all of the pictures that I captured in February. And I like this mood board. I feel like it's pretty cram-packed, which I appreciate. Anyway, let's talk about my February goals and my March goals. I wanted to take a personal day, of course, which is a monthly thing. I put February 18th, and I think that is the day that I took the personal day. I wanted to read 4 books, which I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is pretty good for me. I think I read pretty much everything that I set out to read and then some, so that's good. For self-care, I wanted to schedule the OBGYN, grow my nails, schedule a hair appointment, and book a laser hair removal. And I did grow my nails. Well, I didn't quite grow my nails. I'm in the process of trying to grow out my nails. It's not going extremely well, but what I'm trying to do is just refrain from doing my nails and putting fake nails on. So I don't know if I grew my nails necessarily. I mean, I feel like I sort of grew them, but I also picked at them and bit them too. That's what I'm trying not to do. And I scheduled the hair appointment. So basically I completed 2 of the 4. So we're not going to say that that one is achieved. For family, I wanted to complete a bunch of home projects, which I did not do. So we did not check off that one. We did invest 15% of our paychecks and save $2,000. For relationships, I wanted to schedule friend dates, which I did. I went on a friend date with all of my friends here in February, which is amazing because that rarely happens. Catch up with a friend. That would have been a new friend. I think I did that when I went home. I have on here each month to host family and friends, even if it's like a small gathering. It just kind of lets me know if I've done it or not. That's the purpose of this. So when I think back, I can be like, did anybody come to our house to hang out basically in the month of February? I don't think they did, so we don't have that on here. I definitely didn't have any kind of major thing, that's for sure. And then, although I think we were going to have our book club meeting in February here or something, but we didn't do that. And then celebrate or help one person. I said I was going to be potentially sharing the ways in which I was doing that, but I may have lied because I have not shared the specific ways that I'm celebrating / helping one person. It is a goal of mine to do that each month in a major way, not a minor way, but a major way. And I said I might share, but I lied. Next up for career, I wanted to start studying, which I didn't do. I was supposed to start in January. Well, I was supposed to start it a long time ago, but I was supposed to start in January and then in February. Did not do either months. But my friend's like, we need to start studying together. So maybe that will come to fruition in March. I wanted to secure one sponsorship, which honestly, like I've kind of done, but kind of not. This company who I've worked with for a number of times wants to kind of renew our partnership, and I'm down for it. And we've settled on what I'm going to do and when, but I haven't signed a contract. So I've kind of did it. I've kind of done it, but kind of not. I checked it off anyway only because they have credibility, because we've worked together before. It's not some random brand. Let's see. I wanted to publish 8 YouTube videos in February, which I did. I don't think I missed an upload because even when I was sick on the day, like I think I already had a video pre-recorded and then I just needed to come up with one video, and I think I was still able to meet my deadline. I think I may have sounded like a wee bit sick, but I was in the ending stages of the sickness, so I think I still made that deadline. And then I wanted to schedule my workout days weekly, which I didn't do too hot working out in February, but I still lost weight. I didn't lose 4 pounds, but I did lose weight. So again, February was just kind of hectic with everything else that I was doing. You know, there was a district crisis that I had to respond to. That was 3 days that I responded to that. So that's me being out of my normal zone and outside of my normal areas for 3 days. And then I had my uncle's service, which we had to go home for, of course. And then there was something else that happened. I was sick for a week. Then my husband was sick. So February was a doozy. But let's talk about the goals for March, which honestly, I think they're the exact same. For my personal day, I'm scheduling it for March 31st simply because that will be the first official day of my spring break from work. I think I'll be returning from my retreat that day, but I'll still have the whole day to kind of do whatever. So I'm scheduling it for March 31st because that's really the only day that I feel like I can really find for that. So let's hope that that goes accordingly. I want to read 4 books, and for one of my book clubs, we are supposed to read Something in My Heart and Monday's Not Coming. And then for my other book club, we're supposed to read this book called Beast and Life After Death. I don't know, it's something with Beast in it. So I'm calling it The Beast. And then I also started The Summer I Turned Pretty in February. So I want to continue that series. So I have that available to me in Libby, so I can start at any moment, and that's called It's Not Summer Without You. Also, I have borrowed Never Lie from Libby. That is by, I should know the names of these, but I don't. But Never Lie is by Frida McFadden, so I'll be reading that in March, potentially. I borrowed it, so I should. And then 7 Year Slip, I borrowed as well. So, the bottom 3 are all available for free in Libby, and then the top 3 are available via Kindle Unlimited. It's not free because I pay a subscription each month, but I didn't have to pay. They're included with Kindle Unlimited. Because of course you can buy books on Kindle, and some of them are not included with Kindle Unlimited, but those are. So I don't have to pay any additional money for those 6 books. So I'm hoping to read those. 6 is kind of wild. I'm prioritizing the top 3 because those are book club books. And then we'll see about the bottom 3. Yes, I borrowed them already, but we'll see. 6 is a little much. For self-care, I want to do the exact same things. For complete home projects, I want to do the exact same things. For investing for 15% of our paychecks, same thing as pretty much every month. Yeah, every single month. Saving $2,000. For relationships, same things with hosting friends and scheduling friend dates and all that kind of stuff. Same thing with career, which is start studying. Same thing with business, with just securing one sponsorship and then publishing 8 YouTube videos. And then same thing with health, working out 3+ times per week and basically working out and losing weight. That's pretty much my goal. I got my monthly goals from my annual goals. So they are just broken down goals from my annual goals, and should I complete the monthly goals each month, then I will complete my annual goals. So we will see what comes of that. On my annual goals, there are a few other goals, but they don't need broken down. That's why they're not broken down, because they're just like a one-off type of situation. So that's what I'm hoping to do in the month of March, and what I'm hoping to complete. Nothing crazy, pretty much just like February. Honestly, I can't really think of anything major. Normally when I'm doing my goals, I try to think about, anything specific to March or something like that. But I can't think of anything like other than the regular things that I would like to accomplish in any month. One thing that I was thinking about, maybe I'll do it real quick and come back, but I want to set up my planner or my I want to set up my iPad. I call this a digital planner, but it's my iPad. I want to set it up for March. It's still giving February vibes. I thought that I might take some time to set it up today. So I don't know if we're gonna do that on camera or not. I feel like I can just screen record and we can do it. But basically what's gonna happen is I'm going to go to Pinterest. I'm gonna look for some March aesthetic photos. I'm going to save them to my iPad, and then I'm gonna use the app called Widgetsmith to update these widgets. So this is a widget, a Widgetsmith widget, and then these are 2. So basically I'm just going to update them so they are more on theme, if you will, with March. And then I'll also need to update this as well. Okay, so that is going to be it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give this video a like, subscribe if you're new, and if you're liking what you're seeing, and I will catch you guys right back here in a few days in a brand new video. Bye guys.